Hey, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, Sensei, I'm up tonight. Hey, Ricky. Hey, Helen. Hey, Dadiva. Oh, honey, it is literally Hot Mess Friday. I come to you with cranberry, Canada Dry, and vodka. So it's going to be a good night. Y'all, please hit the like button, honey, because there's a lot going on. A lot going on. Hello, everybody. Come in, come in, come in. Oh, my hair. I feel like my hair's so big. Ooh. What is going on, people? This week, this has been a week, right? This has been an entire week. Hey, healthcare workers. Hey, Mr. Peach. Mr. Peach, you made it tonight. Look at you. You in here. You in the building. Y'all, we not going to be here a long time. Hey, Pepper, you made it. Quinesta. Gail, what's going on? wait, the diva, wait. Showbiz, what's going on? I'm glad you made it on time. Hey, Sweet Essence. Everybody here on time tonight. We'll talk for a little bit. We'll talk like it's 1:52. We'll talk to the 3-minute mark. QT, this your first live? Girl, child, get ready and buckle up. Because we get into it. We're going to get into it tonight. Oh, my goodness. I hope everybody had a good week. I don't know what all y'all don't listen to, but y'all know y'all don't listen to all. Look at all this stuff in the background. We got old girl from, what's her name? Khadijah Lewis, Britt. We got Jane Doe. This is Shadur. What's this? Corp. Job Corp. This right down here. What's this over here? Oh, child. Wendy Williams' ex-husband. Sean Kingston. What is going on? We got 10 seconds. We're going to start off light. Let's start off light. Okay? Here we go. So it says prayers up for love and hip hop Atlanta star Khadijah Lewis. She passed away at 44. Now, I wasn't sure. Hey, Carolyn. I wasn't exactly sure who Khadijah was, but they made me know her. She was the realtor that liked Jock. And I kind of remember her little tagline. She was like, yeah, he's my boyfriend too. I don't know what she passed away from. Child, she was on that. She liked Jock. She was a realtor. She didn't have any of his kids, but they were it. She was the one who, somebody told me, she was the one who tied him up on the bed and left him on the bed. Y'all remember that? Let me put this right here. What Tammy said, I'm going to put this right here so y'all can give y'all a good reminder. Get your COVID booster shots. Yeah, y'all remember her now? Hey, Sherry. Hey, Miss B. Carol Kisses. You remember that? That's her. I don't know why. I don't know what she passed away from. I do not know. I'm not aware. But that happened. Now, as far as... Lord, I need to pull this up. Oh, I got it right here in my things. As far as the Job Corps goes, the update is the judge has blocked the new administrator's Job Corps shutdown. Because, you know, the Job Corps shutdown is people to get their GED. Kids live there. They learn skills there. And they were wondering what is going to happen to the new people who have signed up and what's going to happen to the existing people who are there. And I was just glad to see that the judge has blocked it. Like most of the stuff that he puts out there, the judge does block. Oh, you heard it was she passed away from cancer. Okay. Right? So that was so sad because there was a little girl on there. She said, I just don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what this means. So I'm glad to hear that a judge has blocked it. Hey, Dion, my baby is in my lotion. She got it on right now, child. She went to work. She's full of peach tonight. Okay. Now we got the job quote out the way. Let's see what's going on with Shadur. So Shadur Sanders is expected to start week 1. Yes, make sure y'all like the live. So that's good that Shadur right here. He's set to start week 1. That is very good. Very good. Yes, you have to protect second chance programs. For the Job Corps, those kids need that. People need skills. People need to get their GEDs. And all of that. I'm going to have to call my doctor and get mine committed to the journey. Thank you for being here tonight. I am so glad to know that has been blocked. I'm so glad to know that Shadur is expected to start week 1. That is good. Let me get on down here to... Hold on. Let me find it, honey. There we go. So we're going to talk about Kevin Calvin Hunter. They made him change positions. Tammy said at practice they made him change positions. Well, whatever it is, I hope he starts. So Wendy Williams' ex-husband, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button now. Wendy Williams' ex-husband has been trying to get his hands on her money. Now, I thought that Wendy had really gave him a lump sum. But it seems like Kevin Calvin needs a little bit extra. Honey, he is doing a tell-all interview with Gayle King. I'm going to find it. I'm going to listen to it. He and I had a little powwow about 3 years ago when I first talked about him trying to take money from Wendy. He was trying to explain to me when he did that long live when he was sitting outside. He was trying to explain to me how, Wendy didn't do this and she didn't do that. I said, but sir, you didn't do what you need to do. You done left Wendy to film, because he told me that when his son, when their son had got into the synthetic marijuana, he said, I just needed somebody to lean on. Excuse me, the woman who brought the baby into the world, you didn't think that she needed somebody to lean on? Like, who was Wendy leaning on? You down the street from the house leaning on that girl, getting her pregnant, and you would think Wendy need nobody to lean on? Oh, she was so in love with Kevin Calvin. Oh, child, we went back and forth for a hot second, and then it was quick. It was real quick. I don't even know what to tell you to go look at. I know it's probably on my Instagram, but I was outdone with him. But he's doing a tell-all. Hey, Sweet Pea 724. Let's see what this says right here. The Jasmine brand is thank you, Jesus. I got some eyewear right here with me, child. The Jasmine brand is reporting Kevin is ready to tell his side of the story. The exclusive reports that the media manager is currently prepping for a sit-down interview with award-winning broadcaster Gayle King. While exact details of the conversation haven't been disclosed, Kevin may have plenty to address, including Wendy's ongoing conservatorship battle and his own legal woes. Because child, he ain't had no money to pay his HOA loans, honey. They done put him out of the neighborhood. Kevin is currently involved in a lawsuit against the Wendy Williams Show former production company, claiming he was wrongfully terminated after his 2019 split from Williams. Their divorce followed a highly publicized cheating scandal, during which Kevin fathered a child with another woman. And that Wendy saw, what's her name? Sharina? Whatever her name is. She saw her in a very cheap Bentley, something like that. Wendy had it repoed and sent back. Cause she around here, right? He done bought the woman a house down the street from Wendy, then bought her a Bentley. Then he want money. Like at all this time, sir, you should be working. He need to go stay with him downstairs. Absolutely. All this time, Kevin Calvin, you could have had gainful employment. Why you? I can't with these men trying to take money from women, right? Since his departure from the now canceled show, Kevin has continued to make headlines for his money troubles, including selling his Florida mansion and being sued for alleged credit card debt. That sounds like a personal problem. You know what I mean? That sounds like a personal problem. So Sharina left him. When the money dried up, yes, Dion, she left him. You are correct. You are correct. Now look, I don't know if you can see this down here, right here. This is former new administrator aide Steve Bannon. He is calling for Elon Musk to be deported. Baby, what Jasmine say? The girls are fighting, honey. The girls are tussling. Tussling. Do you understand me? He could have done anything, Miss B. He could have done anything. He could be working. Honey, Steve Bannon said that he want Elon gone. Isn't it ironic? He want Elon gone, honey. The house. Lamille said the Housewives of Mar-a-Lago. Honey, baby boo. Oh my God. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me get down here. We're going through this, honey, because we gonna get to what it is. Hold on. Let me find this. Let me see. This one right here. Right here behind me. Right here. So judge rejects Sean Kingston's mom's bid to be sentenced same day as rapper son in $1 million luxury fraud case. So according to All Hip Hop, Janice Turner hoped to share the spotlight and the consequences on sentencing day with her son, Sean Kingston, but a Florida judge isn't allowing it. The U.S. District Judge David S. Leibowitz denied Turner's request to be sentenced on August the 15th, the same day Kingston will learn his fate in their high-profile fraud case. Despite no objection from prosecutors or the probation office, the judge refused her unopposed motion to simply be sentenced earlier the same day. Her hearing remains locked in for July 11th at 9 a.m. She is 61 and convicted in March of helping orchestrate a scheme with Kingston to scam luxury vendors using fake wire transfers and forged documents. Why can't people, hey Lulu, why can't people just live within their means? You know what I'm saying? Sean Kingston, beautiful girl. Like, that's it. You should have saved that money from beautiful girl. You should have bought you a modest home, $300,000, $400,000, paid it off. Bought you a car, paid it off. Get your mama a car, pay it off. And try to do little concerts and make you a little change. Or go ahead and get you a job. It's okay. Hey, Jackie. Now you're right here about to go to prison. They scored high-end items like a $285,000 jewelry order, a $160K Escalade, and even a $886K luxury bed. Why do you need a bed for $86,000? All under the guise of Kingston's fame. She's in custody. Kingston remains on house arrest. That's what's going on. She going to jail and he going to jail. Y'all make sure y'all like it as y'all come in. Like, that is insane. I mean, I know people get money and then they go and do all their things, but they need to think about the life. Like, what kind of entertainer are you? Are you a Beyonce entertainer? Are you a Cardi B entertainer? Are you a, I don't know, Fetty Wap entertainer? Because yes, honey, they going to jail. Like you need to know what you're doing. Let me see. Have I got everything? I talked about Sean Kingston. I talked about Kevin Calvin. I talked about Steve Bannon. I talked about Cadia. What's the name? Cadia. This. Okay. Next. Let's go to Jane Doe. He'll see his mother once they get out of prison. He will see her when they get out of prison. I don't know. They're going to be sentenced in August and July, so we don't know what time they're getting. Right? But they've seen enough of each other because they have schemed to take these people money. An $86,000 bed. You know how many beds I can buy for $86,000? I can buy everybody in the live a bed. That is crazy. Go down to Actually Furniture or Rooms to Go, and I can get half of y'all a bed for $86,000. King size. Why do you need an $86,000 bed? Who needs that? They all gonna do the same. Lay there so you can lay there. So y'all, Jane Doe. What y'all think about Jane Doe? Because she has got, yes, honey, very nice furniture. Very nice furniture. My sleep numbers, I can get everybody something for $86,000. I love Rooms to Go. I was just there last week. I got a couch coming. But let's get on to Jane Doe, child. We're not going to... Honey, I can't talk about it. We just going to keep her name as Jane Doe, and we're going to read between the lines. But what it comes down to is this lady right here took Cassie's place. Yo, what is Diddy doing to these women? She was willing on her birthday. You know what? I didn't even talk about what happened after lunch. I didn't even get into that. I just, the post I made, y'all, that was just the morning. That was just the morning stuff. You can have a fantastic, Cheryl said you can have a good year with $86,000. I know that's right. Ooh, Dion, let me put this up here. Dion, before I get over here, child, let me break this. Let me break this down. Hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all listen to this. So they was talking about movie night. This was 3 hours ago. What did you mean movie night was not on my mind? What was that? She said we would not have an entertainer. We just watch our own movies of the hotel nights. We called it movie night. So Diddy in here making her watch. That's how he done got caught, got all these videos. Girl, 5 days, 18 hours. Y'all, 18 hours? Hey, April, 18 hours? The way I would have said, let me go to the bathroom and jump out the window. The way I would have jumped out the window and ran for my life. Angela, Alexa, cue Aretha Franklin. Ain't no way. Because how in the world? 18 hours? I can't even drive longer than 8. And I ain't doing nothing but sitting down. 18 hours. And then she said she was trying to speed it up. Like with the foreplay and stuff. He was like, no, slow down. More foreplay. And then that big dude, the big sweaty dude, and she was like, she just couldn't do it. Then Diddy got on top of her, and then the dude was hovering over her, sweating on. Oh! Hold on. They adjourned 3 hours ago. She said she had promised him an all-star party. She said, what's that? I bring the top 3 guys all in the same night. Why? I was with my lover and he liked that. I told him I have to be awake at 8 a.m. Sunday. I said the last time I got sick. Y'all, she called it an all-star party. So she had guys like Michael and the other guy that she knew, that she was comfortable with. Yes, Amber, the top 3, absolutely. I had promised him an all-star party. What's that? I bring the top 3 guys all in at the same night. She said I was with my lover and he liked that. I told him I had to be awake by 8 a.m. Why did you send Sean a photo of pink toilet paper? To show that my cycle was about to come down, that I needed the night off. Let's postpone. What did he write back? You're getting your hair done for nothing. I'm done. Did you hear that? I said, this is what I said. I feel like Diddy is not able to perform. And I feel like he's upset he can't perform. He has these beautiful women and he gets these men to do the things that he wants to do. So he watches and he pleases himself and he treats them like rag dolls because he can't be with them like that. Child, he said, you getting your hair done for nothing? I'm done. And then she said, here Sean writes, Rico is ready. Who is that? Maybe the man named Michael, or wait, maybe it was a role play and Sean was Rico. You don't know? She said, I don't. This first text, he felt hesitation from me about the all-star party. He asked, does your lady down there hurt? He asked, did it hurt? You're not being straight with me. The AUSA said, the second, a minute later, and she quoted my text asking for help with more furniture for the house. So she is doing all this so she can keep a roof over her head for $10,000 a month. And then, y'all, she negotiated. She was trying to negotiate. She wanted $15,000, right? Because if her rent is $10,000, you got to keep the lights on. You got to keep the water on. You got to buy groceries. She said 15. He said no, 10. So all he paid for was the roof over her head. Hey, Roxy. Dion, let me tell you something. I was talking to somebody about that today. R. Kelly was bad, but R. Kelly was not this bad. And I feel like if R. Kelly got out tomorrow, he could pretty much be okay. He has R. Kelly looking normal. Yes, Quinista. Exactly, Pepper. Okay. Then, what else did Sean pay for? She said her teeth. What do you mean? Sean didn't like my teeth. I got new veneers. He also paid to furnish the house. My allowance just didn't do it. I used 3 credit cards. He started paying your rent? Yes. Who is paying your rent now? Sean. Now? Today? He paying her rent today. Why did you write this way to Sly and Paul? I wanted them to feel good, like they were not being used. Why? I just do. What was the love contract in March of 2023? He asked, how much did I want per month? I said 15. He said 10. What did you write to Sly? If he could come to Turks, I told him he'd need a passport and vaccination. What did he respond? She said, I'm willing, but I don't have a vaccination card. Why did you do this? To make it up to Sean. Ooh. Sean told me to apologize to Paul. I messaged him and said, I was sorry about how I acted, that I was really glad he come out to see me. Who told you to do that, Sean? You can't take any more eggplant. I threw the bracelet and said, you only brought me here to pleasure them with my mouth for you. I was talking, then sat on the steps of a villa. Did Sean talk? She said, yes. He said, how can you make me look like that in front of Paul? Okay. I don't know what is Rico. I don't know. Maybe because she was flying people in and Cassie was talking about stuff. Mia was talking about stuff. Oh my God. But OMG. She said, and in Turks, Paul came in. What happened? I'm back in an outfit. I'm going to try to do another round. It was really painful. I couldn't have bang bang. Why not? I was extremely sore at this point. Sean tried to lube me up. Like, I give up. Sir, I want out. Whatever you gonna do to me, throw me in the East River, put me in the fire, hang me on a meat rack, whatever you gonna do. Diddy, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my God. Then what? He took a pill and we went to a hotel. We were watching, explicit movies. And Sean said, "Do you want done?" What did you say? Yes. Why did you say that? I was just used to it. Then we went to Turks. Oh my God. And heavens above. Y'all, I done hit the wrong thing. I'm sorry. He is a... Wait a minute. I do want to see what else he said. That is horrible. That is horrible. Jesus Christ. Where did I leave off, child? I don't even know why I left off. Oh, wait a minute. Here I go. Okay, hold on. Ooh. What did you write? I wrote you. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. Why did you send Sean a photo of? Okay, we talked about pink toilet paper. I'm done. What do you mean movie night? What did you write? I wrote, "Do you talk about the father of my child all because you don't get your way one night and bust a you know what?" What did he say back in this voice message? He said, "I don't have time, baby girl." Then Combs' voice, "You need to get on your job." How did you interpret that? She said, "Making sure he's happy, including these nights." How did you respond? That he always brought up paying for the house. It felt like, I don't know, this was a guilt trip. So when she ready to not do something, then he like, "I'm not going to pay for your house." And she's scared she's not going to have nowhere to live. I know there is somewhere she could have gone. I think this is a good time to break for the day and week. The judge said, "Jurors, thank you for staying late. Avoid any coverage about the case. All rise, jury leaves." It's time for them to go. It's time for them to go. It is time. Ooh, child, not get on your job. Get on your job? Look what Sherry said, y'all. Sherry says they're 10.99. It need to be. Child, let's get to the... Okay, let's finish our Diddy's post. I don't know how much time Diddy's going to get. I feel like he is going to get some time. I don't know how much. But he will never be looked at the same. Nobody is ever going to want to fool with him. It's going to be people fool with him, like Boosie. You know what I'm saying? What's that other dude name to be talking real crazy? Charles. He'll fool with him, whatever. Them going to be his kind of friends. So Diddy has lost all credibility. He's lost everything. Like he's standing up here talking to Howard University while he got people setting up in the hotel room. And I mean, I'm guessing. I'm not saying it happened, but he got associates setting up in the hotel room. Like, even I was talking today. So like, even before he got arrested, they found all of these things in his hotel room when he had come to New York. He was getting ready to have a freak off that night. And he was going to turn himself in, make bail, and come back and have another one. Oh, Lulu, this is a good question. I talked about this today. I wonder what his children are thinking about their dad, because I know they are seeing this. I feel sorry for them. Oh, me too, child. Jane is not Young Miami, Pepper. It is not Young Miami. But what I will say is that if anybody was down with this for real, it was Young Miami. I talked about this earlier. I remember when his album Love had come out and him and Young Miami was on Apple Music. They was doing an interview. And they said, because in today she said something about going off the grid. And they said, what does that mean? She said, just being free, being very actual. You know what I'm saying? Him and Young Miami talked about that on the thing. He was like, we got to go off the grid. He was like, 10 days off the grid. And she was like, I thought I was going to put him to sleep. She said, he don't sleep. Young Miami definitely has been in here. Pepper, you might be on the right. You on the right track. That's all I can say. You're on the right track, ma'am. You are exactly on the right track. That's why 50 Cent out here saying all that he's saying. Yes, Pepper, you remember that? Yes, ma'am. She was like, he don't get tired. And we going off the grid. And Jane confirmed it today what going off the grid means. It means being free in all aspects of your life, doing whatever. All right, y'all. Let's go on and get to exactly. Hey, blessed lady. Let's go on and we're at the 31 mark, baby. Let's go on and get to it. So, y'all, I went back. Yes, because of that. Yes, Sherry. Yes. And then he had more coming in. He had people just bringing them in because they asked him today, what would happen? They asked her today, what would happen if you would run out of that? She said he would call his assistant and they would bring more. Because for 18 hours, it's only 24 in a day. And for 18 hours on her birthday, she wanted to just be with him. She had Michael, another person, and when she finished, he said, Don is on the way. Because that's when she got sick and threw up. He said, good girl. He said, Don is on the way. On her birthday. And then when they finished, she went with him, and they had bang bang. I wonder if Young Miami gonna show up in this courtroom. Blessed lady, ain't no way. 18 hours, 18 minutes is a lot. Cece said, look what Cece said. Cece said the only thing I can do for 18 hours is breathe. I know that's right. Ain't no way, Jesus. Ain't no way. I'm going to tell you, Diddy would have to come get me. He'll have to find me, and it'll be me and the police when he show up. Because I'll be like, I already know what he wants. You can go with me. Me and the police come. We said she got a good 20 minutes. I know that's right. Oh, yeah, she was. Let me tell you something, Erica. She was definitely turned because when she made that tweet about to Gina, talking about if you're an eater, a munch or whatever, and I'll call Diddy and make you do this. Yeah, she in there, and I felt like Diddy had one because Miami. To me, it seemed like she was down for whatever. Who tried to the hospital? I run straight to the hospital to the ER. She had to do it for days at a time. Days. And then this last thing I'm gonna say about this till we move on. When I talked about what happened in the morning, she said that oh wait, I lost my train of thought. I said days at a time. Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. What did she say? Hey Alicia. She liked the money, honey. And then she ain't no good because the thing is, her friend was the one going with Diddy. Diddy slid her his number. Then she was like, oh, I thought it was okay because my friend got married. Girl, that don't make it right. And then she done told on her friend when the AUSA asked, so was your friend going with Diddy while she was engaged? She said yes. Now she messing up her home. Girl, me too, T. This me right here. This me right here. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Mm-mm. No. And she just like, I love him. I just wanted to be in his arms. And he just don't care. He just doesn't care. Y'all, let's get these likes up. 109. And we got 177 in the building. Come on, Bushes. Let's go. Let's go. But y'all, we're gonna be done with this. I know. She should just play the song. Honey. So y'all, I went back. We're talking about we getting ready to get into Miss Britt, okay? We're getting ready to get into Britt eating. So I went back and I looked at this episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. See, that's a good thing. Run to the church. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me remove this. This is what I was gonna say. She asked for protection, right? She asked for protection. Diddy told her no. And then she said she asked for it one time and she was in the middle of doing something. And he was like, don't you ask me for that again. And eventually he gave it to her. She said he walked away disappointed. And that's why she wanted to make it up to him. He didn't even care about her well-being. Oh, she did not look the same. Diddy definitely aged her. Okay, let's get on to this. Okay, y'all, so I went back and I looked at this episode, right? And right here, this is the episode after the pictures were shown. And this is when she was sitting there talking to Mike and she was saying how she was embarrassed. Right here, she's saying, I'm just embarrassed all over the world, just embarrassed. And I'm with Britt. She was embarrassed. That was very embarrassing. And I know people say, but her pictures were out there. Yes. Her pictures are out there for anybody to go and see what you can find after she scrubbed the internet. But the thing is this. If Kimmy, okay, let me put Kimmy up here. If Kimmy had an OnlyFans, and Kimmy been out here OnlyFanning and we don't know anything about it, right? And let's say I get on the live. Now, any of y'all can go and find Kimmy's OnlyFans photos. You can go and find it. But Kimmy gets on this live, and she and I are talking, and I say, oh, Kimmy, I have something to show you. What's this? And I pull up an OnlyFans situation. Now, Kimmy does have, for the sake of this story, Kimmy has OnlyFans pictures out there. We can all go and see them. But what Kimmy is not expecting is for me to pull up her pictures on this live. That was wrong. That's wrong. Now, Britt knew what she had done. She tried to get it scrubbed. Clearly, Kenya said she had got her PI and they found these photos. Now, that's where I'm on Britt's side, right? Because she was crying, Alicia. She was crying and I was trying to get it real quick so I could get it downloaded and get in here. But she was crying. She was like, she could lose her license. She could lose her job, blah, blah, blah. People have been calling. She got to explain this to her mother. She's so embarrassed. So that part right there, if Kimmy's not expecting it, but Kimmy knows it's out there and Kimmy just thinks I'm going to bring her up here so we can have a conversation, that's what she thinks. But if I put her photos up here and she doesn't know that, that's embarrassing. Now it's on the internet. Now it's on Millie Chan TV. Anybody can come and do the replay. Anybody can see, I'm going to take it down. But other than that, right, I went and watched it. She said she was coming to apologize. Kenya was on that tequila. Okay, she was on a Patron. And so when let me see. This is Angela's face. This is Portia's face. And Shamia is just like Angela. Right? Yeah, she claimed. I mean, she said she was working in insurance. I don't know. I mean, that's what she said. She said she closed it down, and now she's doing insurance classes. Oh, they do look like they hurt, don't they, Sharon? So now Britt is saying that. Let me read it because I didn't put it up here. So let me read it. Hold on. Let me go to it. So Britt has come out here. We didn't know she was at the lawyer's office. We had no idea she was at the law office. Britt said, as everyone is now aware, I'm not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of this season has devastated me. And while I cannot say much right now, I do want to set the record straight about one thing. The graphic actual photo surrounding the events in episode 5, the photo was not me. As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I made aware of the photo being presented at the event, and based on what I was told, assumed that it was somehow a photo of me, which is why I reacted in the way that I did. I do not know who was in that photo, but upon seeing it for the first time recently, I know it was not me. Looking forward to seeking accountability and moving past this dark part of my life. Here's my thing. How do you know if you were, because I saw her when she left. Kenya was trying to get everybody's attention before Britt got out the door, but Britt had left. All the ladies were sitting in there. Okay. Now, did they say it? No. Kenya pulled up the first photo. There were muted photos. People have found her pictures. Those were truly, indeed, Britt on those photos. Now, the ones that we didn't see and everybody else saw, the way this reaction is, and the way this reaction is, you know what I'm saying? That Kenya kept saying, Britt Edie. Never, not one time did any of the ladies come out and say, well, who was that Kenya pulled up on the photo? Who is that? Not your nation. I love that. Kenya stated it was Britt in the photo. Exactly. Kenya stated it was Britt in the photo. And then Cynthia was like, I don't want to see nobody doing this on nobody's, you know what, on their eggplant. Then she's talking to her husband. She talked about how she tried to get the stuff scrubbed. Then in the TMZ article, I didn't put this up here. Hold on, y'all. Then in the TMZ article, hold on, let me find it. Britt Edie is gearing up for a serious legal battle. She's suing Bravo for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and more over the jaw-dropping drama that stemmed from Kenya Moore allegedly displaying explicit images at her salon opening last year. She's suing all these people, claiming they knowingly misled the public into believing Moore did, in fact, distribute photos of her in the midst of an actual act last June. So Britt is like, Moore opened a hair spa. It was reported that she handed out posters that showed Edie performing this act. Edie was not there, but blew up about the situation. Moore was let go. In her lawsuit, Edie claims the woman on the posters was not her, but says Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied that the graphic actual photo depicted her, later airing. Now, let me say this now. I will say this. If it's not Britt, let's just say it's not Britt, and they had a conversation with these ladies, this is how I want you all to react, then Britt deserves every dime. She deserves every dime. If that's not that girl on them photos, and Kenya did this and lost her job behind it, and they just over there playing, she deserves it. But I just can't see them doing it. I don't think Bravo will put themselves in that kind of situation. Y'all, I'm going to drop the link. Hold on. I'm going to drop the link. If anybody want to come up, you can come up. Because this is crazy. She always, and then, let me say this. The episode after this happened, when she was sitting on the couch talking to her husband, she was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I was like, Lord have mercy. She was like, this is defamation. This is so embarrassing. Woo. Honey, I'm sorry. If Bravo did this, if they did this, she deserved every penny. She that means if she asked for 20 million, whatever the tax is, take it up so you can take the tax out, so you can deposit 20 million, pay the taxes on it in her account, because she deserved every dime. But the way this is going, how could it be wrong that that's not Brit? Now, if Kenya was like, okay, I'll do it, I'm having my opening, because everybody's like, why would you do that, Kenya? Why would you every dime? If they did that, if it comes out, and I just can't believe Bravo would do that. I know Erica. Erica said Bravo has been known to manufacture drama. Erica, do you want to come up? You can come up. Been known to manufacture drama. I know that. But this type of drama, this type of backlash, this is a lot. And behind this, a lawsuit? Do y'all really think Kenya's coming back? Now, when I saw Kenya's thing, I was like, I hope people don't run with this. That Kenya's like, I'll be back to Bravo. Kenya did not say I'll be back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She said, I'll be back to Bravo. I don't think she's coming back to Atlanta. If this girl has a lawsuit because of something that happened at Kenya's salon, do you honestly think they're going to let Kenya back on this show? Not her old nose. Alicia said it could have been her old nose. It could have made the mix up, y'all. Girl, you are crazy. Mind you, it was probably Brit's old nose, boobs, and teeth, bones, younger body, so maybe there could child. But she has said earlier, like I was listening to We Go podcast, and Taria was saying that let me see, Brit was praising Bravo for supporting her. And I want to say I remember that. It's not Bravo's responsibility to verify identity of the pics, but it would be Bravo's responsibility to say this is not something you can do. I feel like, healthcare worker said she remember that when Brit said, she thanks Bravo for having her back. Kenya, they say she was fired. They say she was suspended. But I'm going to tell you, in a lawsuit, Kenya not coming back behind this lawsuit. Now, the lawsuit going to have to be over, and then she'll probably come back. But get this. The Real Housewives of Atlanta has not been renewed yet. Potomac, Married to Medicine, Salt Lake City. Was it Orange County? I want to say that too, Quinista. Ooh, child. They need a break. Now, like he said, New York is going on a deep break. They're on a deep break because they're trying to find some more people. New Jersey is on a deep break. They even got Dolores over there on the Rhode Island situation. And Atlanta is our show. You know what I'm saying? Potomac is good. I like Potomac. But Atlanta is our show. It's our show. And y'all have come and mucked it up. Just horrible. This has been the worst season of Housewives that we've ever. I thought, y'all know I'm back watching. I think I'm on season 11. Season 10 was so, Kenya wasn't on season 10. That was a really good season. It was a smooth season. Kenya came back in season 11, and she was really harping on the girls because Mark was over there harping on her. And I felt bad when she went on the triple date with Kenya. It was Kenya, Cynthia, and Candy and their husbands. I felt bad when she went on that date and Mark was going up for Nene, and he was talking about he helped her with Kenya Moore hair care. She was like, "Excuse me, what?" Like, poor Kenya. Kenya wants love any way she gets it. Mark is not giving it to her. I never saw him be sweet to her. I never saw him speak nice of her. I always saw him complaining about her. And she came back for that because she had a husband and a baby. It is Atlanta is the premier franchise. Nene is not coming back. Kim, I don't want Sheree back. Calling her Ken. Yes, Cheryl, you're right. That was, honey. He treated her so bad. And then she was making excuses for him. Oh, that was horrible. It was horrible. Nene was horrible in that season because she really wasn't fooling with the girls. They get ready to go to Canada for Carnival, I believe. But Nene on season 10 reunion was a mess. She sat there and didn't even talk to anybody. I mean, I love Nene, like everybody loves Nene, but I don't know. Because that season with Greg being sick, that was a bad season for Nene. Oh, it was horrible. I know. Where are the girls? Oh, Dr. Meredith is up. Let me bring Dr. Meredith up. Hey, Dr. Meredith.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Can you see me?
I can. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Let me turn the light on. Yeah, it's a little dark. Yeah. I just got the shower. Listen, girl, let me tell you something. We're going to have to decide just how much we're willing to watch each other just be destroyed.
I know. It's sad.
We're going to have to start really thinking about it.
I'm a girl's girl. I'm a woman's woman. And I was like, this is just hard to look at.
Yeah, it's hard to look at. It's hard to imagine. And the more we look at it, it's like the more you can't look away. And I'll be the first one to tell you, because you know how I feel about reality television. I mean, I study it, I explore it, I think about it all the time. Yeah. And it's getting more and more cruel. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't understand why anybody has respect for Kenya. I just don't. Like, I don't understand how someone continues this kind of narcissistic behavior over and over and over again and gets rewarded for it. And I know if Bravo had anything to do with it, yeah, she's going to own Bravo.
Yeah, it's going to be called Brit.
It's going to be called Brit TV.
Brit TV, entertainment, television.
Brett, maybe Brett, or maybe Bert. I don't
know. Because the thing is this, I mean, and this is why I don't believe that, because Kenya, as much as she gets on my nerves, Kenya she's a very smart woman. So I can't see somebody coming to her saying, Kenya,
okay,
I need you to
I
pretend.
can.
And her
Absolutely.
going
You know
through with
why?
it.
Let me walk you through it. Let me show you what it looks like.
Walk
Okay,
me
because
through it.
first of all, reality TV is considered semi-scripted.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives producers the ability to script some moments in the show. It's
Okay.
not just full reality. However, it still should be confined to laws and legislation pertaining to human resources and personnel issues and things like that. But it's gotten so messy because how do you separate what someone just happens to do that everybody sees versus what a production team is allowing to go across the screen that's inappropriate?
I
You
just I understand what you're saying.
and even let me take it a little step further because I worked in education and DEI is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to educate students, and I worked at institutions where people their idea of DEI was like to put random white folk in in audience seats, and they just pop up and start saying derogatory terms. That was their,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we have these limitations and we have these abilities to do things we think are creative licenses, but
Yeah.
if they're harmful, they're harmful, and there's no getting around it. And if
I,
Kenya allowed that, I don't know how she can really be
that's
okay
what I'm
with that
saying.
having a child.
I know Kenya is. I know she's a little goofy sometimes, and she does too much.
Yeah,
She does too much for me. Like when she messed up Cynthia's proposal. You know what I'm saying? It was
that
just
was some
really.
hateration.
But I don't see Kenya saying, "Oh, okay, producer. I'll pretend like I have pictures of Brit doing this, that, and the third at my." We already done talked about the place not being open. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
my mind, I would think she would say, "If I do something like this, I could ruin myself."
Well,
I just can't. I'm like Cornista said, I just can't see Bravo being that reckless. I just can't see that because even when Simon had given a cease and desist, they shut down. They shut down the filming when he said no, 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 no. Portia cannot shoot in my house, in my car, zero. She had to stop, and we see that because she's not even in the house, barely in the car. That's what I'm saying. Like I just can't. I just can't see them.
but I'm gonna push back because he's a man. Number one, he's a
Mhm.
man with some level of money and a level of privilege. He's not from this country,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't be surprised if they would be worried to do something like that because of men. Because when it comes to the men really do push back hard, and they acquiesce to the men before they acquiesce to the women. But what I'm saying is, if the culture is to be this disgusting and toxic towards each other, when do they know it's inappropriate if there is no, like, do y'all have an orientation? Do they like sit around and talk to attorneys? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
even in my field, we have general counsel before we make decisions that tells us what we should do and shouldn't do. That was in
Yeah.
higher ed. If I wanted to do something, I had to go to counsel, say, is this appropriate? Is this legal? So I don't know what entertainment law is like. I don't know what kind of waivers they sign. It could be waivers similar to like Fear Factor. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you break your leg and you die, it's on you. I mean, I don't know what they're signing their lives to. And because of that, and because it's no longer reality, is considered like a scripted, kind of semi-scripted, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised because there have been, I mean, even the whole, the perfect example, the candy thing with Portia. They allowed Phaedra to say all of that stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because they thought it was juicy. They thought it was going to be provocative. They didn't
They
think that,
didn't care what it would do to Candy's career.
hello. And who is Brit? She's new. So what does it matter if they show somebody slobbing on a knob what does it matter? She just got here. She's not one of us yet. You know what I mean? Like almost
Yeah.
like a hazing process.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a hazing process.
Anyway, that's all I want to say, girl. I love you, Millie.
I love you too. I appreciate you. But I hate that this season has been a waste of our time. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Because
painful.
we get all the way to right here. Brit has been in the whole season. And she's over while they on the plane going, well, no, not on the plane. While they going down to the Fox Theater, she over here at the law firm. You know what I'm saying? And like I mean,
But you know what? We should expect it. You know why? because Tang and Muskie are scratching each other's eyes out before the world. Like these little bitches are going for it. Like these little girls are scratching each other's eyes out at the fraternity in Washington D.C. They're tearing themselves apart. Like all kinds of inappropriate stuff they're saying across the television, and people are reporting it. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be reported, but we don't even know anymore what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
And then I agree with Miss Chanel. I think once Brit saw the audience wasn't in her favor about everything and decided to file a lawsuit. So, I mean, because after her event at the country club,
oh, that was so, girl. That was
so sad.
I was so embarrassed. Like you couldn't pay on it. Like, you couldn't give $100 a couple weeks.
I know, and it was like, I mean, I know we all discussed it. We all made comments about it. But I will say this. The Canadian POV said, yet Bravo has been around since, 2008. While people allow Andy to get away with this year after year, only started watching because of COVID, and I'm done. Enough is enough. Now, I will say this because, Andy, this is, honestly, Brit is on point because Andy is already in a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? He's already in a lawsuit. They say that they don't care because when old girl was on what's her name?
Brandy Glanville.
Not Brandy, the one that was on New York. She got an OnlyFans now. Her grandmother,
the younger girl who was who had an eating disorder or something. Something was wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jesus.
Her grandmother passed away.
Yes.
Her grandmother passed away and she could not go. She was devastated. She talked about that in her lawsuit. Brandy talks about how sexual harassment is all Leah. Yes, Leah.
I mean, they're drinking, they're touching each other,
Yeah.
And
they get so sauced up on Watch What Happens Live. I never really feel like Andy is saucy though.
Oh, he probably. I'm gonna stay away from that. But this is the deeper stuff that I like to talk about sometimes, because what we're doing is we're creating like a voyeuristic culture where people get to like watch Black people like we're animals in a cage and get enjoyment out of it. So while we are part of the community, right? We understand like this stuff is real stuff. It's not unrealistic. Some of this stuff that happens. Now, I don't have no friends like none of these heifers have, but I see where they're going and how people can be toxic and women can be petty. But the larger picture is you got these Black women who are just like hot and tied Venus on stage. They're like literally their bodies are come out of, I mean, if Portia's butt, and I love me Portia, I ride for Portia. That booty, like I was watching her walk, her legs were so far apart.
It's a nasty walk, baby. That's a
stanky leg.
That's a stanky walk, baby. Portia got one on her. She got one on her.
Stanky leg. And it's like, it's cute, but do we understand the history of that? Like, they were actually in the 1800s, like a Black woman who, not even 18, it was probably further back than that. The 17th century, where Black women, they literally would like parade us around because our behinds were so big. You know, they took people's bodies apart to see if we were really human. You know what I mean? And I understand that it's just entertainment, but is it? Because we got people walking around here really thinking like what they're doing is like entertainment.
Yeah. It's just all so crazy because even in her lawsuit, she said, like, for me, if you weren't there, like, okay, here's the thing. I would like to know, what did she see? Did she see what we saw on television? Or did she actually, like, was there some edit cuts, some on the floor? And because Kenya showed the one with the blurred out faces. And we know that those were Brit. We know that there were some of those pictures with Brit. But we never saw the other ones. Everybody in the room saw it. Michelle was sitting out in her car, and it's a video on her page right now where the guy walked out and said, Kenny just showed a picture of Britt Edie with an eggplant.
I think they're trying to clean it up.
It wasn't anything like it was provoked. He was just coming out. He saw her, and that's what he said. It's on the film. So what did Britt see to make her say, oh, that's not me?
That check.
I don't
Because
think
I mean, she, the thing is, like, it's interesting. It's really, there are lots of things people are willing to do when they lawyer it up. They'll take their chances, because Brit's gonna have to have enough money to sustain Bravo coming at them with judgment every 5 minutes. So it's like, while we have a problem with what's happened, there is an institution that protects and makes sure that there's plenty of money to cover those kinds of damages. And I wouldn't be surprised, not that she sell her soul, but they'd be like, we really thought it was going to go a different way, and we're sorry it didn't go a different way. And maybe that's why they blurted out, because they knew they couldn't show her picture. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they, it sounds like there was some negotiations afterwards, and maybe she's trying to backpedal it. Because even if it wasn't her, the fact that they pretended, I wouldn't have nothing to say to none of them anyway. Even if you pretended, I got nothing for you.
Now, what I will say is, I'm gonna answer your question, Pepper. But now, what I will say is, I do feel like Brit may get some money. I don't think she's gonna get 20 million, but she's definitely gonna get some money. They're gonna settle with her because it happened to her on national television.
Yes.
And it was embarrassing, and everybody's talking about it. But to answer Pepper's question, Kelly didn't say anything about the photos. I just watched it before we got on live. Kelly said in the salon, she said, I'm not going to stay here for this. I think it was after she actually saw that photo with the eggplant situation, right? Kelly walked out and said, B, we about to go. Everybody had a garden tool phase at one point, and she said, I'm not going to do, this is what Kelly said, I'm not going to stand there and let her talk about my friend. Now, I don't know what she told her when she got in that Sprinter, but she did not say anything about those photos from the salon to Brit. Because she was like, we about to go. And Brit was like, that's what we doing? She said, yeah. She said, I'm not about to stay here while she talk about my friend. Now, that's all Kelly said. Kelly didn't tell her that there were any photos. She didn't say any pics. Now, what we didn't see, what they discussed in the van on the way, and because clearly they had that conversation, because Kelly came over the next day and brought them food, because she was like, she's like, oh, I look so bad. And Kelly was like, yes, you do. And then Kelly brought the lady for the, for the drip.
Yeah, well, she's also a businesswoman, and she probably doesn't want any of her stuff implicated in any of this stuff. You know what I mean? She's probably also trying to cover. Portia was probably disgusted, but Portia was trying to cover her brand. That's why she was like, turn these cameras off. Like, to be associated with that makes you complicit.
That's why they left. That's why they left.
You are complicit in that. Like, there's some things you're complicit in, whether you want to be. If you're in a room and somebody circulates something like that and someone says they felt harassed, you are complicit if you got it. If you received it, if you watched it, if you didn't do anything to stop it, you're complicit. And that's probably why the seniors like Cynthia and Portia were like, I'm out of here because I got a brand to protect. And Kelly's a businesswoman, so I wouldn't be surprised if she left. She don't want to be known as the waffle. And
then she came in with Brit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she came in the show with Brit, so it's like, okay, this is my girl. Tammy said that any of her co-stars say that the pictures didn't look like her. No, they did not.
Everybody knew who it was.
Cynthia Bailey said, don't nobody want to sit here watch nobody's doing this, don't nobody want to see nobody doing this. She didn't say, oh, who is that doing that? That was never the conversation.
And you know what?
First of all, wait a minute, because first of all, can you start it out? Who is this garden tool? You know what I'm saying? Who is this hoe? This is Brit Edie. And she was like, look at her nose here, look at her nose here. She said, but then when I got my PI on it, they brought me the further investigation, and that's when they turned the photo this way. And we didn't see that. So now Erica said that her attorneys may have looked at the photos, but did they get them from Kenya? Did they get them from Bravo? Did Kenya leave them there? Like, I don't, And then here's the thing. If Kenya really wanted to do that, what did continue to film? What, Ms. Chanel, can you reiterate that question? Because I'm not understanding how you said it. But what Kenya could have done, if she had to mess up her opening, She could have just showed the thing about Brit being a fraud. You know what I'm saying? Show that. And then maybe show the pictures that were muted. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think what's happening is this older generation of reality TV women are like rabbit, kind of like rabbit, anything for attention, anything for, like, they're trying to hold on because they're bringing in this new generation, and they're not bringing them in a way that's like inclusive. They're not bringing them in a way where there's a respectable or respectful hierarchy. And so they come in and look at these women and look at Kenya. And Kenya's just as beautiful, but Kenya's not their age. You know what I mean? And there's something about women and aging that if you're trying to hold on to those things you used to have, like you used to be that girl, that's why you got, women with like rice-a-roni hair, like 3 strands. It's long, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's theirs. They just happy to have it. They just want to still 2 pigtails like March. Even though I love Margie. She's 100 years old with 2 pigtails.
Yeah. Now, what Miss Chanel said, but why did Brit continue to film? I feel like, this is my honest opinion, because I don't know. And you know what? After going through all this, seeing all this, I agree with you. I agree with most of you. If Kenya had to go, Brit should have left too. Because actually, Brit got this ball rolling, talking about a pum-pum. But Kenya did not act like she was just that scared and devastated. Because she was laughing in the car. And she already had this plan, so it was premeditated. But I think the reason Brit continued to film was because of it. This happened to her. Now, I think it was wrong for Brit to mention a pum-pum. I think that was wrong, but she didn't have it tangibly. You know what I'm saying? Kenya was actually out of the door when she actually said it. And I think Kenya was at Portia's car when she said it. So I don't know if Kenya heard it or Kenya watched it on the show. And
all of a sudden became so,
Yeah, she heard it on the show. Because we didn't hear anything about this before the show film.
But wait a minute, the irony that Kenya starred in all 3 twas, and she trying to slut somebody. She ended up in a threesome and in a wheelchair.
I only had the bandwidth for one, and it was half of one. I've never watched it. I've never watched, because I was like, I've never watched SWAT. Like I watched half of SWAT, half of one, and never nothing else. I can't watch that.
So you're gonna show your boobs and get paid, but you're gonna show somebody else's tricks for free
and be mad. But I feel like they let Brit keep going because what Brit said but didn't do. Not saying you shouldn't take it lightly. I'm not saying that, because people like, that's serious. It is very serious.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's a whole threat. But at the time, Brit didn't. Even if she had it in her bag, she didn't pull it out. Nope. When she was talking to Andy, she came up with some kind of story. I can't remember, but it was some kind of story. Hey, Brown Sugar Babe. I can't quite remember how she did it, but at the same time, if you got a poster board,
like you were ready.
Yeah, that was premeditated.
It's premeditated. Like
premeditated. Like if I sit here and say, "Well, I'm gonna do this, and this," I'm just saying it in the moment. But if you fool around here and pull up a picture and put it up here on this,
you done gone to Kinko's and
you put some work in. You said you had a private investigator. She said that. That's what she said. She said my PI did more work, and this is what I found.
And they think that's cute.
Heaven said, "Can Kenya sue? If she could, do y'all think Kenya should sue Bravo?"
She can't sue. She doesn't have anything to sue for. I mean, either she agreed. So either there's 2 scenarios. She decided to do this, and she has to face the consequences because it's illegal. Like I don't think regardless.
I don't think she can sue because this was all her.
And if she lied and pretended and it was all on Bravo, it's still on her.
Yeah.
Because she still made a work environment hostile for somebody, even if it wasn't active.
Y'all need to go. That's homework for tonight. Go back and watch that episode and watch the first 20 minutes of the next episode the next day. Because Kenya, I don't know the grounds Kenya would have to sue on. Because Kenya was at her own establishment. She was supposed to be doing her own thing, but
unless Bravo printed it for her. Now, if Bravo printed out all those photos and prints for her, like if they that was a part of their props that they included, if they have anything to do with the production of that stuff, because they really are liable because they just allowed it to be aired. Regardless, it was people in the room. We didn't see it, but it was people in the room, so they're still culpable regardless. You know.
So why isn't she suing Kenya? Because she can't get $20 million
Kenya ain't
from
got no
Kenya.
money.
She can get $20 million from NBC Universal. Ain't no need to sue Kenya. Kenya is unemployed. And let me say this about Kenya. If Kenya was really about her dollar, if she was really about her dollar, and I know Kenya has been listening to the twirlers, and I know she's heard them say, we need a confessional, we need this, we need you back. If Kenya would have put all that line to me, I'm gonna be on YouTube Tuesday, and then she come up here Friday. She ain't been back on it again. Let me tell you what I would have tuned in to Kenya for. After Kenya left, after that episode, every week, Kenya should have been on her channel Monday morning, giving her POV of the show.
Yeah.
Giving her confessionals of the show. Do you understand how good it would have been if she had been doing something on YouTube and she talked about that event at the country club? I would listen to that right now to see what Kenya has to say.
But you know what would have been even better for me is to watch Bravo understand the mistake they made and perhaps do something to reconcile or to create an environment where there's some level of redemption, because people make mistakes. People are human. I don't believe in cancel culture. I just don't believe in it. So like, I think that some of us want to really watch people develop and become a better version of themselves. That's why I like certain people, because we saw where they came from and we saw how they evolved and want to be a better person. But when you just don't want to be a better person, like, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get off here because I'm sure somebody else want to get on down now.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming up, Dr. Meredith. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this up real quick. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Oh, no. It's not up yet. Hold on. It may not come up for a second. But she should have done her own reviews, Alicia. She should have done her own reviews. Do you know how good that would have been had Kenya came on every Sunday night or every Monday morning to give her take on what was on the show? Because she could still give some background, even though she was off the show that Sunday night. She could still give some background to these shows. When she didn't have a confessional, she should have got on her YouTube and gave us a confessional. Because I'm not going to lie, I was right here with y'all twirlers. I was like, we needed Kenya. Y'all know I don't go up for Kenya. But I agree with y'all. We needed her this particular season. We did. We needed her. I think Kenya would have just all this stuff with Drew. Ralph downstairs and all this stuff. Could you imagine Kenya sliding in there talking to Drew and going into her confessionals? Ooh, give me the tea. That would have been great. The season is unfortunate. It is an unfortunate season. I think a very disservice. Everyone else gave us nothing. Everyone else gave us nothing. Tasha, yes. Everyone else. Element said, how in the hell did they bet Brit? I don't know. And I like Brit. I thought she was so beautiful. I thought she would even her sound that she make. I was okay with that. But then it was like, okay, you did this with Kenya. Kenya's gone. Now you mad at Angela because Angela has said something about how did you lose your license. So you mad at her. Then you upset with who was next? You upset with somebody else. Then you upset with somebody else. Like you mad at all the girls. And I'm not saying that she couldn't be a good housewife, but even if she's, I know Pauletta, even if she stayed on the show, even if Britt came back next season, how would she come back? She would have to be so humble. I know, D. I'm with you on that. We'll also get to see Phaedra and her cheese. No, you did good, Dr. Mary. You look great. Oh, God. Jesus. It was just too much. It was just too much. It was too much. 20 million? $20 million. So she's shooting high, right? And a lot of people are saying it's giving broke. Because they got that $10,000 lawsuit at the country club. She get mad at the decorator. She owe her, what, $1,700 or something? No, she won't need no job for $20 million. But I wonder what her checks are like. Like, she get a baby check from Bravo. Like, what are her checks like? Because, honey, they said Phaedra getting at least $100,000, $200,000 an episode. But she ain't gonna be on there for about 4 episodes, so she'll be all right. No. But you know what? Let me say this. Even though we know Drew is going through a divorce, Portia's going through a divorce, Angela might be going through a divorce because there is no love there. Who else is on there? Shamia didn't give anything. We were on the Shamia train for a hot second till I don't know. Shamia just got on my nerves. Okay, Sherry. Love you too. Not 2,500 some lemon pepper wings, but Britt gave us nothing. We didn't find out about the bare and naked or barely naked. We didn't find out about that until the last 2 episodes of the season. Kelly going through a divorce. We know a little bit more about Kelly's situation. You know, she has this one restaurant. She's trying to build another one. Her husband doesn't want to have anything to do with the kids. She's trying to raise the kids and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Hold on. Let me get Sam up here. Hey, Sam.
Hey, girl. Look, I'm up past 8:30. I wanted to tell you that you was talking about Britt. Edie, is that her name? Yeah, Britt. I thought that Bravo has a clause or something to where they can't sue each other for the show or nothing like that. Like, say, for instance, it was on another show where somebody tried to sue somebody else on another reality housewife show, but they signed a clause saying that they won't sue. But Brittany is trying to sue Bravo. Do she know she won't work again in Bravo?
She's not gonna work again in Bravo. It's gonna be just like Nikki. It's gonna be just like Nikki.
Yeah, she gonna believe.
Now, like Nene said, on her show the other day, NBC Universal, they are courting again. I think she said the word courting because she does those red carpet events and all that is by NBC. But I just can't see Nene ever on the Housewives. I can't see it. I don't know. I just can't see it. Nicole said, "What about the call Kenya made to the police?" That was not a real call. That was Kenya doing her little thing before she came on her live. That wasn't a real phone call. That was just like a, you know, that was something that she wanted to do. That was how she was introducing herself on there. She didn't make a real call to the police because
But you remember,
she pulled right on off in the car with Portia laughing.
but do you remember when when Portia pulled her down to the ground
Mm-hmm.
and she Portia had to go to jail?
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard Britt say something about a pow pow when she was inside the place. Then when she came out the place, where my husband? Where my husband? I need my pow pow, my pow pow.
But then you have to understand how far apart are they? Because the dentist was, who was it? The dentist when she was talking about what Phaedra had said to Shireen. Like she says these things, but they're not there. I think even Apollo said Shireen didn't hear her say that. So when she said something about the pow pow the first time, Kenya was out the door. When she said something about the second time, they were all outside. Now Britt was yelling, so it's a possibility Kenya could have heard her because Kenya did. Yeah, she heard her outside because Kenya got in Portia's car and she was talking about pulling a pow pow out or something like that. And she said something, and then she was like, "I'm not fooling with Angela because she don't play about her husband. I mean, her antics and stuff."
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's
she was laughing with Portia because she was like driving Miss. She said, "I'll let you drive Miss Daisy, drive Miss Kenya," and then she was kind of laughing when they came out. She was like, "I heard her talking about a pow pow, blah blah blah." It wasn't like she was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she said." It wasn't that. She never gave that because everybody talked about that. If she was so concerned, why didn't she act on it? And like I said, like the police call was the video for the beginning of her video that she did on YouTube. That's not something that actually happened. You heard that once, and you've never heard anything about that again. She
well,
said, Ethan said Portia didn't go to jail for that situation. She did have a mugshot, I believe. But
yeah, that was from Austin her at their.
But she had another mugshot too. But she did have a mugshot for that one.
Yeah.
Do you think they should recast for Atlanta and make marriage mandatory? There are too many divorces. You know what? Maybe marriage being mandatory would be good, like really happy marriages. And I can't remember who said this earlier. I am here for the shopping, the trips, the lunches, the brunches, and little fun shade. That's what I'm here for.
Yes, and they got to show their W-2s to see how much they make.
Okay, Cheryl.
You know,
I don't feel like she was uncomfortable. I don't feel like that. I'll have to rewatch it too just to see because I'm on that tonight. But what you say, Stan? I'm sorry.
I said, and if they want to be a housewife, they got to and say they're living this lavish life. Then you have to come up with a W-2.
Mm-hmm. She got in the car with Portia. She said, "You gonna drive me to my car?"
Yep.
I don't think she looked nervous. I mean, I don't think so. She just got in the car with Portia. She was like, "I'll let you drive me." The coworker says they need their power. I'm going to HR and somebody better do something about it. If not, I'm getting a lawyer. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. If I'm at work and somebody say something about that, I'm gonna be looking around to see who they talking to, and I'm gonna get out of the way. Absolutely, I'm going to do that. But I'm just talking about when did she hear it? But she didn't do that though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But you know for yourself though, in situations, if somebody comes and say, "Let me go get my pow pow," and you know and
here's the thing, you knew what? Okay, I will say this: when Britt said it, when Kenya was out the door the first time she said it, we knew what she was talking about. We knew who she was talking about because why would she even say that? She just and it was like the whole time, like when Kenya had walked in. Kenya did air kisses to Drew. Britt was looking up at Kenya like, "Are you gonna talk? Are you gonna speak to me?" And when Kenya got around there to Britt, She actually hugged her.
Yep.
And Britt already had something to say about that at Shamia's house the day before or whatever, 2 episodes before that. So even the hug that Kenya gave Britt, and I'm not talking about Britt, I'm not talking about her in a negative way. I'm talking about what I saw. It was like the hug wasn't enough. Because when Kenya hugged her and she patted her, she was like, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that go because it, like, Britt, what do you want her to do? Do you want to sit in her lap? What do you want to do?
I want her to get some of those tongues that you get from the doctor's office to look down your throat. I need them to take those tongues and stick them up her nose so her airways will open up.
What you talking about, Tammy? You know, Housewives and the things they do day to day is pretty boring. Yeah. They have to make something. That's why they have to go to those things and do all that. They have to go to brunches and all that.
Can't go to the country club.
The thread was made. It was made. Britt was definitely a fan, Miss Chanel. 100% she was a fan. She's sitting over there using her taglines. And here's the thing. Like, I feel like Britt kind of took a little something from all the housewives across the board. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
She's using their taglines. Now, Brandy Glanville got a lawsuit. Now, I'm not saying, now I will say this. I'm not saying that Britt doesn't have a leg to stand on in this lawsuit. Because the embarrassment, the defamation, I get it. Because regardless of what she said, and I'm not taking it lightly, she didn't produce anything. But it seems like Kenya was premeditated to embarrass her, and that is defamation. So absolutely. But between all of that, she just didn't give it as a housewife. And her getting into it with all the other ladies, child, when she called, I can't wait to hear her call Kelly a hobbit. Like, where did that come from? Like, how did that go bad?
And you know, she lost her license was suspended back in 2021.
Well, you know, she canceled her business.
Yeah, because her license
D
expired.
D said the sad thing is that Kenya started the season nice and didn't do anything to that girl. D, I agree with you 100%. I could tolerate. I had something nice to say every time. I was like, oh my God, Kenya is tolerable. Kenya is moving the show along. Kenya and I don't know if y'all noticed this. Have y'all ever noticed when Portia and Kenya sits down, they always sit at the same way they did for their first time they sat down?
Mm-hmm.
The way you're on the TV, so the way you're on here, Portia's always on this side and Kenya's always on this side. No matter what, they always sit in their same seating like they did for the first episode, everyone. And she was good to Portia. She was good to Drew. She was trying to get the things going with Drew. I was like, Kenya is doing it. Like, I can tolerate her this season.
Mm. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm with you, Cheryl. Cheryl said Britt wanted to be besties off rip. Like, even when Kenya came to Shamia's party, and, you know, like, I think people get caught up in shade. Like, you can't say anything for people feeling, oh, she was shading you. She was just asking the girl, were you engaged or anything? And she was like, no, I'm married. Okay, you didn't have a band. Like, some people are used to wearing a band, and some people don't wear a band. Some people don't even wear a ring. I never thought Kenya was shading her at Shamia's party. I never got that. I didn't get that. And then when they were sitting together upstairs in Shamia's house, I thought Britt was very happy to be sitting next to Kenya because they were conversing about what Drew and Portia was talking about. I didn't see Kenya do that until at the bank. That's when it all kind of came down. I don't know. Now, Eaton, yes, Kenya definitely has a way of poking and agitating people. Like I said, season 10 was a great season. Kenya was not on that season, and it was fantastic. It was fun. The ladies had a good time. I think that was when Nene had the bye week situation. Oh my God, that was a good season. It was so good. And as soon as Kenya got back the next season, she got into it with Eva. She was messing up Cynthia's proposal. Like, I was like, I get it. She's good for a movement and she can read or whatever, but she be doing too much, y'all. Y'all girl does too much. She just does too much, child. She does too much. Y'all go back and look at it. Miss Chanel said defamation hard to prove. She has to show losers. It's on the TV. Like, it's on the television. If she said, if you got people talking about, Cynthia talking about nobody wants to see anybody doing this particular action, it's on TV. And the thing is, she wasn't even in the room. That makes it worse. So I feel like they can prove that.
So she, I'm telling you, I put it in the notes in the chat earlier. I said it was before she got her new nose.
Now I don't know if she lost anything. Now I understand what you mean. Defamation gonna have to show a loss, but if she lost her job, but you say she lost her license in 2021, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the type of person that will bring the drama off of her so hers won't get out.
Pepper, I just saw this today. Yeah, today. Was it today? Yes, when they had Brooklyn's Sip and See or whatever. Oh, I thought that was so good. Her and Kenya was good after that.
Mm-hmm.
She said Kenya was being shady about the ring.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mark ain't over there with Kenya.
Okay, Dr. Meredith. I feel like he is over there. I don't know about financial loss. I don't know. She was on, child. It wasn't too much because she stayed on the show to the end, so she didn't really lose anything. She got paid.
She probably had. They have. Don't they get their money if they go to the reunion?
I think they get more.
But
yeah, I'm with you, blessed lady. So many black women are not kind to each other. It is sad, and it's like you don't even ask for that. Like if it's somebody you don't like, then just don't fool with them. You know what I mean? Just like with Nene. Like Nene fell out with everybody. Nene felt like, I think I'm watching season 11, season 12. They getting ready to go to Canada for Carnival. Nene fell out with everybody but Tanya. Tanya was the one who invited her to Carnival. I gotta go finish watching it because Nene was at the reunion, child, not talking to nobody. Portia was pregnant. She said she didn't buy Portia a gift. All of the ladies are sitting there talking about stuff, talking over Nene. Like, Nene had fell out with everybody.
But Nene had got to the point where she thought her shit didn't stink.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but we'll see how this goes, child. We'll see how it goes.
I hope it go real good.
We'll see how it goes.
I got a funny feeling Atlanta won't be back soon.
She wasn't defending. She shared what was out in the public. It was wrong and distasteful. Okay.
Well.
Yeah, she didn't care at that reunion because even Greg came on there. He was cancer free. And, she was still sitting up there talking about she about to. I was like, Nene, how you going to talk about divorcing your husband and he going through it? Like, you went crazy. They're going to get paid for their work. I don't know how they get paid for it, but I know on certain shows you get paid while you're filming, and after you film and after the then it's done, because you're not getting paid annually. You're not on a, you're not on a it's not an hourly rate every day.
Right.
You know, you're not a, what is it?
I think do they get their money before they film?
I don't know how the Bravo does it, but I know they got paid already because they're finished filming, unless they get paid while the show is on.
And she talking about moving her mama in.
No, you know what, Pepper? I ain't got to the cookie lady yet. That was a bad season. And it might be this season because we just not getting ready to go to Carnival. So it might be this season because Kenny was very mean to Tanya. And the season before, Tanya wasn't on there. Tanya was so good. The girls had so much fun. But it's like Kenya had come on there and just tore through Eva. She tore through Tanya. You know what I'm saying? She fell out kind of with Cynthia because Cynthia was talking to somebody else. Like, you can be friends who you want to be friends with. You know what I mean? I can't. Yep. I mean, I separate my friends. I don't think you can put people together because they're not necessarily all the same. So I'm not going to just put my friends who are introverts with extroverts and and everybody doing too much because it's going to be too much for me. You know what I'm saying? Good night, Gail. Hey, Butterfly. I like Tanya too. I really like Tanya.
That during Kenya went and lied, talking about she was in that room with Bolo.
See, I ain't got to that yet. You know what I'm saying? It's just problematic. I don't know. And it's just too many problems. And I just, like you said, I just like for the girls' trip to have fun. Let's go to brunch. Let's wear these flowy dresses. Let's have a little light shade. And then let's do it all again tomorrow. I think that's fantastic.
Look, they need us for producers.
Yes, you have to have separate sets of friends. Yeah. But you know what? Lamille said Britt came to unalive, steal, and destroy. And that's exactly kind of how that went down. I think she was too much of a fan. And I think she was just too excited that she just didn't kind of sit back and just I like for the new girls to come in and sit down and read the room. She couldn't do that.
She couldn't even read the room.
She couldn't do it. But we'll see how this ends. I'm getting ready to go. I want to thank y'all for coming here to do this quick hot topics with me tonight. I'm glad that it's the weekend. The trial is, we can rest. I'm sleeping in tomorrow.
Me too.
So
I watched Never Ever Met because I just saw some of it.
Tonight was it's Friday. That's what I'm about to go do. I'm about to go watch the Never Ever Met.
You ain't gonna believe who went home.
Don't tell me, honey. I'm about to get ready to go now. And y'all will have this review out tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it tonight and I'll have this review tomorrow. So thank you all for being here. It was a great live, Lisa. Thank you. So I'm about to go in here and watch Never Ever Met, and I'm about to lay down and relax. And y'all have a good night. And I'll have this review out for y'all tomorrow, probably by noon. Don't look for me till noon Central.
I know that's right.
Don't look for me till noon, honey. Y'all, yes, you too, blessed lady. Have a great weekend, everybody. So we got Never Ever Met tonight. Y'all have a good Saturday. And I might go live Sunday after the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we'll see. But y'all have a good one. Y'all be good. I love you to death. Thank you for being here. And I'll talk to y'all.